The story begins inside a high-security prison in South Korea, where we see an innocent young man named Kwon, who is accused of assaulting and murdering a girl, even though he had committed no crime at all. A few days earlier, Kwon was sitting in an internet cafe playing video games because he didn't have a job and spent his whole day there gaming online with his friends. Then suddenly, he notices a smartphone lying on a table nearby, and someone was calling it. When Kwon answers the call, he hears a girl's voice on the other side. She tells him that she accidentally left her phone at the cafe and asks him to bring it to her house. At first, Kwon refuses to leave his game and go there, but then the girl tells him that she'll pay him $300 for the favor. The moment he hears that, Kwon immediately agrees and heads toward her house. When Kwon arrives there, he notices that the front door was already open and the girl was taking a shower in the bathroom. Kwon calls out to her from outside, and the girl tells him to leave the phone on the table and take the money that was kept there. Kwon leaves the phone on the table, takes the money, and before leaving, he warns her not to leave the front door open like that because any stranger could walk into the house. After that, he leaves the place. The next day, while Kwon was sleeping in his room, several police officers suddenly burst into his house and arrest him. In reality, Kwon was being accused of murdering the same girl whose phone he had returned the night before. Kwon couldn't understand what was happening to him because there was blood on his hands and the murder weapon was also found inside his room. On the other hand, the police also discover Kwon's fingerprints inside the girl's apartment. Along with that, the building's CCTV footage clearly shows Kwon heading toward the girl's apartment. Because of all this, Kwon gets accused of assaulting the girl twice before murdering her. Within just a few hours, the news goes viral across the entire country, and the public starts demanding Kwon's execution as soon as possible for committing such a horrific crime. When Kwon's mother hears about this, she immediately rushes to the police station, but she isn't allowed to meet him. After that, Kwon's mother starts handing out flyers on the streets, telling people that her son is innocent and is being framed in a false case, but nobody was willing to believe her. Everyone thought Kwon was the real killer. Some people even insulted Kwon's mother. After this, she goes to a lawyer named Min for help, but even Min believes that Kwon is the murderer because all the evidence was against him. A few days later, the court hearing begins, where all the evidence against Kwon is presented. On top of that, because of the pressure coming from both the media and the public across the country, the court quickly announces its verdict that Kwon is guilty and sentences him to life in prison. After that, he is transferred to a high-security prison, where he isn't even allowed to get out on parole. The judge claimed that because of unemployment and spending all day playing video games, Kwon had become mentally unstable, and because of that, he committed this horrific crime. Inside the prison, Kwon notices that many dangerous inmates are locked up there and all of them keep staring at him. One day during yard time, a gang leader named Paul notices Kwon. After that, Paul's men grab Kwon and drag him over to him. The guards were watching everything too, and they knew Kwon was about to get beaten up, but Paul had connections in high places, which is why even the guards were afraid of him. The moment Paul starts beating Kwon, Kwon punches him back, hurting Paul's ego. After that, Paul and his gang brutally beat Kwon. Just then, the guards step in and separate them, and because of the fight, Kwon gets thrown into solitary confinement for 30 days. After spending an entire month in solitary, when Kwon finally comes back out, Paul and his men grab him once again and beat him so badly that his condition becomes critical, forcing the guards to take him to the hospital. A few days later, Kwon's mother visits him along with Min. Seeing her son in such terrible condition completely breaks her heart. She realizes that Kwon is being tortured inside the prison. She tells him not to worry because she'll get him out of there soon, since she knows he didn't commit any crime, and she doesn't want him living the life of a rapist. Hearing his mother's words gives Kwon strength, and it fills him with a new determination to prove his innocence. One day while Kwon was eating, another inmate approaches him. The inmate tells Kwon that he knows he was framed in a false case. He also says that Paul keeps targeting him because he knows Kwon is weak and easy to attack. That's when Kwon decides to fight for himself, so everyone understands that controlling him won't be so easy anymore. One day, when Paul's men come after him again, Kwon immediately hides. After that, he uses a pen and some paper to make small weapons for himself. Then one by one, he takes down all of Paul's men. In the end, he knocks Paul unconscious with a single strike as well. The next day, Min comes to meet Kwon and tells him that his mother is no longer alive. He gives Kwon her death certificate so he can sign it, after which the government will handle her funeral, because Kwon isn't even allowed allowed to attend his own mother's funeral. Min explains that people kept harassing her by calling her the mother of a rapist, and she couldn't take it anymore, so she took her own life. Hearing this completely shatters Kwon. The next day, Kwon remembers his mother telling him that he must not live the life of a rapist. He had promised her that he would prove his innocence no matter what. After that, Kwon suddenly attacks Paul, but during the fight, Kwon gets stabbed in the stomach. Afterward, both of them are taken to the hospital in a police transport vehicle, but suddenly Kwon gets back up and attacks the guards. Then he holds a sharp object against the chief guard's neck and demands the key to his handcuffs. Terrified, the guard gives him the key, but at that exact moment, their vehicle crashes, leaving everyone badly injured. Somehow, Kwon manages to crawl out of the vehicle and starts running toward the forest, but then the chief guard points a gun at him from behind. However, he also realizes that Kwon is innocent, and if he stays in that prison, his life will become worse than hell. So the guard lowers his gun. After that, Kwon runs deeper into the forest. After going a little farther, he spots a few houses nearby where he steals some clothes and changes into them before leaving the area. Now the entire country's police force starts searching for Kwon. Meanwhile, while running away, Kwon comes across a couple whose car had broken down, and they were getting late for the airport. Kwon fixes their car, and in return they give him a ride further down the road. Actually, they didn't know anything about Kwon, and since they were leaving the country anyway after reaching the airport, they even give their car to Kwon so he could sell it and make some money. After that, Kwon drives the car toward the city and goes straight to Min's house. He hoped Min would understand his situation. Min gives Kwon his mother's necklace as the last memory of her, and while comforting him, says that he'll reopen the case files and investigate everything again. But for now, he tells Kwon that he should turn himself in. The moment Kwon hears this, he runs away from there. After that, he reaches an internet cafe where he starts reading all the articles written about him. Every single one of them was against him. But then Kwon notices a documentary claiming that he had been framed in a false case. The writer of the documentary questioned how Kwon could possibly assault a girl twice and murder her in just 3 minutes. On top of that, the documentary claimed that several pieces of evidence in the case had been tampered with. Seeing all this gives Kwon a little relief. Then he notices that the writer's name is Mr. Harry, someone who used to game online with him. A short while later, Mr. Harry meets Kwon. That's when we find out that Mr. Harry is actually a girl, and her real name is Yoon. Just then, the cafe manager recognizes Kwon and secretly informs the police about him. Yoon quickly tells Kwon to get out of there fast, and Kwon immediately leaves the cafe. After leaving, Kwon goes to a restaurant and calls Yoon. Yoon tells him to come to a specific location. After that, she takes him to a secret hideout outside the city, where she lives alone while hiding from the world. Kwon notices that the place is filled with computer screens. In reality, Yoon does small-time hacking jobs. Yoon serves Kwon some fresh food, and the moment he sees it, he starts eating like crazy because he hadn't had a proper meal in days. While the two of them were eating, a few people suddenly arrive there, making Kwon nervous. But in reality, they were the rest of his gaming team members. Now, all of them want to help Kwon together. Yoon had researched the entire case and uncovered several mistakes in the investigation. And now, along with the rest of the team, she wanted to prove that Kwon was innocent. Then Yoon and her team begin investigating all the recent high-profile cases together. During that investigation, they noticed the same truck appearing in the security footage from every crime scene. Yoon hacks into the records and pulls information on the truck, which reveals that it was purchased under the name of a scrapyard. Now Kwon secretly arrives at the scrapyard, where he sees two men loading a large box into a vehicle. Kwon starts following them. After some time, the men enter a building, which turns out to be the home of a famous TV actor named No Jun Young, and they leave the box inside the actor's apartment. After they leave, Kwon figures out the apartment's password with Yoon's help, but when he goes inside and opens the box, he finds the dead body of the famous actor inside it. At that exact moment, Kwon hears someone coming. He quickly hides in a corner. Then several special agents enter the apartment and begin planting evidence for the murder. They place fake fingerprints and hair samples around the crime scene. That's when we find out that Min is actually the mastermind behind this entire operation. In reality, the actor was murdered by the daughter of a wealthy businessman named Shu, and to protect his daughter, Shu hired Min to create fake evidence and frame someone else for the crime. After that, we see that inside Mr. Min's building, there is a secret room that can only be opened with his face scan. Inside that room, with the help of a high-intelligence supercomputer, Min finds another girl he can frame for the actor's murder. This girl's name was So. She had absolutely nothing to do with the actor and was peacefully living her normal life. She had no idea what was about to happen to her. Meanwhile, Kwon had stolen the photo of the fingerprints that Min's agents planted inside the actor's apartment and gave it to Yoon so she could figure out which girl they were planning to frame this time. Very soon, Yoon discovers that the fingerprints belonged to a girl named So. A few days earlier, Min had sent his team to So's house to drug her unconscious and collect her hair, blood, and other samples so they could plant them inside the actor's apartment and frame her for the murder. After that, Min's men call So and lure her to the actor's apartment. At the same time, with Yoon's help, Kwon taps So's phone and listens to all the conversations. That's when Kwon realizes that this is the same voice that had called him that day and asked him to return the phone. In reality, the girl whose murder Kwon was accused of was actually killed by a rich, spoiled guy. After that, Min's men planted fake evidence against Kwon and framed him for the crime. Now, Kwon goes to find the girl who used to call innocent people and lure them to crime scenes. Kwon was just about to catch her when she suddenly escapes on a motorcycle. Kwon chases after her, but his car breaks down on the way. At that same moment, Paul suddenly appears there. In reality, Paul had somehow managed to get out of prison, and now he takes Kwon to an isolated location and starts torturing him. Meanwhile, Min secretly sends Kwon's location to the police. Soon, a police team arrives there to capture Kwon, and taking advantage of the chaos, Kwon somehow manages to escape from the place. Just then, Yoon arrives there with a car, and the two of them quickly drive away. On the way, Kwon asks Yoon how Paul managed to find him. That's when Yoon discovers a tracker hidden inside Kwon's mother's necklace. Then they realize that Min was still tracking them, because he was the one who gave Kwon the necklace in the first place, so he could monitor his location at all times. In the end, Kwon is forced to throw away the last memory of his mother, even though he doesn't want to. After that, Kwon's team builds several drones and sends them to scan Min's building. They were sure that there had to be some kind of high-tech supercomputer inside, containing data on the entire country's population, and their suspicion turns out to be correct. When the drones scan the building, they spot massive computer systems inside. Meanwhile, after Kwon wipes away all the fake evidence that Min's team planted inside the actor's apartment and leaves behind some of Min's samples instead, Min finds out about it. He immediately orders his team to completely clean the apartment and create a new crime scene somewhere else. After that, we see Shu's daughter, who was hiding inside a hospital while pretending to be a patient. She calls her father and tells him to make Min finish the job quickly because she doesn't want to stay there for even one more day. After that, Shu threatens Min and tells him to finish the mission as quickly as possible. Then Min's team starts creating another fake crime scene at a different location. Meanwhile, Kwon kidnaps Shu's daughter from the hospital after knocking her unconscious and takes her to that same crime scene. And when the police arrive there, they find Shu's daughter at the scene, after which she gets arrested. This news spreads across the entire country like wildfire that No Jun-young's murder was committed by the daughter of Korea's biggest businessman, Shu. Now Min's entire mission had completely failed. That's when Kwon calls him and tells him that now the whole world will see his true face. But instead of being scared, Min tells Kwon that this actually makes things more exciting for him because he had gotten bored of creating crime scenes so easily and wanted his work to become even more challenging. Hearing Min's nonsense, Kwon hangs up the call. After that, when Min looks around his office, the ground almost slips from under his feet because someone had killed his secretary there. At that moment, Min realizes that Kwon has broken into his house. He immediately runs toward his secret room, but Kwon also enters the room and brutally beats him up. After that, when Kwon turns on Min's supercomputer, he finds video footage showing how he was framed. Along with that, he also finds videos of his mother desperately fighting alone for his release. Then Min tells him that he was the one who killed his mother because she kept protesting again and again, creating problems for him, and people had slowly started supporting her, so he decided to kill her. Hearing this drives Kwon completely insane with rage, and he beats Min nearly to death. After that, Kwon starts transferring all the evidence from Min's supercomputer into Yoon's thumb drive. But just then, Kwon receives a call from Paul, who tells him that he has kidnapped his team members and will kill them if Kwon doesn't get there immediately. The data transfer still needed 30 more minutes to finish, so Kwon immediately leaves to save his friends. During this time, Min calls Kwon and tells him that in his next mission, he plans to frame Yoon as the scapegoat, which is why he already sent his team to collect her DNA and other samples. On the other side, at Yoon's hideout, Paul fires a gun at one of the team members, but luckily, he misses the shot. Suddenly, the power goes out, and at that exact moment, Kwon arrives there and takes down Paul's men one by one. After that, Kwon's team drives toward a TV station. Meanwhile, Min hacks the TV channels and labels Kwon's team as dangerous criminals, causing both the police and Paul's gang to start chasing them. As soon as Kwon and his team reach the TV station, Yoon sneaks alone into the channel's command center, while the rest of the team distracts the police and Paul's gang. Inside the command center, Yoon powers on the computer system because she was about to expose Min to the entire country through every TV channel. Soon, the police arrest all of Yoon's teammates, and they also surround Kwon's vehicle from every direction, forcing Kwon to surrender himself. The entire country watches this live on television, seeing that Kwon has finally been captured by the police, making Min extremely happy. But very soon, his happiness turns into panic when his command center slowly starts shutting down. That's when Min realizes that Yoon's thumb drive was still connected to his computer, and all the data from Min's system had already been transferred to Yoon. Now Yoon hacks into the TV station and broadcasts across every TV channel in the country how Min used to create fake crime scenes and frame innocent people with fabricated evidence. Then Yoon also reveals Kwon's case on live television, making everyone realize how wrong they had been about Kwon and all the other innocent victims. Now that Min's crimes had been exposed, he quickly tries to escape in his car. But just then, the police arrive there and arrest him. In the end, Kwon and his entire team are officially declared innocent. Meanwhile, inside the prison, we see Paul staring at Min, making it clear that Min is now about to suffer the same fate Kwon once did in prison. And with that, the movie comes to an end.